Hey Beatstar fan, Ben Madsen here, trying something new today with an extreme tier list for all 14 extreme difficulty songs currently in Beatstar. I'm going to rate each song based on both their clearing and scoring difficulties and then combine those into an overall score for a final list. The ratings in this video are my opinion, and it's totally cool if you don't agree with them. Everyone has different strengths and weaknesses in Beatstar, and something one person finds hard may be the easiest thing for someone else, so I try to approach this list with an unbiased mind. I'm going to just touch on each song briefly, and we'll save more detailed song breakdowns for a future video. With that said, let's get started. First, I want to look at each song in a general clearing sense, meaning the difficulty to hit all the notes and pass the song. This will vary based on your particular skill set, but I feel this puts everything in about the right spot, and please note the songs in each row are in no specific order. The only song I'm giving a 1-star to is Gangnam Style. Its slow tempo and simple rhythms make this the obvious choice for an introductory extreme. Some of the swipes can be a bit tricky, but there's really nothing easier in the other songs on this list. Moving up to 2 stars, I'll start with Du Hast, which saw a chart revision a few months ago. This song has a lot of double tiles and they added a lot of swipe arrows, but it's still relatively slow and doesn't have any big spike in difficulty like a lot of the higher rated songs. Clash of Clans theme has the annoying tap spam and one particularly nasty tap into some double swipes, but otherwise has nothing too tough. The fast lane is more complex than Clash of Clans, but is missing that same spike in difficulty many of these other songs have. Lots of quick rhythms here, but this one is a little more about familiarity than sheer difficulty. The middle of the pack in terms of clearing difficulty, these 3-star songs are beginning to develop some more challenging speeds and patterns. Figure It Out has some long runs in it, and when you mix in all the swipes in the final stage, it gets a little tough. Especially the last up swipes before the double tiles, you know what I'm talking about. Firestarter is very rhythmically complex, but has a low note count for an extreme chart and is not quite as tough to clear as it is to score. Stand Up Tall and Raiden are both similar to the fast lane, but are noticeably more dense. Wynona's is an edge case between 3 and 4 stars, but is similar to Firestarter in that it's much harder to score on than to clear. It's got some unique rhythms in it, but song familiarity again goes a long way here with figuring out how those rhythms work. These 4 stars are only a step up in terms of clearing, but things like the quick tap section and No One Knows make it stand out by having a big difficulty spike you don't see in the easier songs on this list. Party Hard is the inverse of something like Firestarter, where it's tougher to clear than to time. Its huge number of double tiles and swipes along with the dense charting bump it pretty high up on this list. Sexy, and I know it feels like an edge case between 3 and 4 stars, but I gave 4 the nod because of the mixture of so many different types of skills needed for this song. The top dogs of clearing are further ahead than the single star suggests. Gimme Chocolate is fast, relentless, and starts out tough from the very beginning. The Trooper, the newest extreme introduced here in Season 4, throws everything into one chart that sees long fast runs, cross-screen bursts, quick double tiles, and all sorts of switching rhythms. Now we'll look at the scoring difficulty of each song, meaning how hard it is to get those precious stars, medals, or even diamond perfects. Again, Gangnam Style is the obvious choice for the easiest extreme. It's synced well and has simple rhythms, and that's about all you need to know. Now you'll see some mix-ups here in the 2-star division. Figure It Out, while slightly harder to clear, is not very difficult to time. There's a large number of swipes in the end of the song, which gives you a lot of automatic perfect pluses. Du Hast is repetitive and also has simple rhythms, and like Figure It Out, has a lot of swipe arrows for the freebie perfect pluses. Seeing a theme here, because Party Hard also has tons of swipes, around 200 actually, which gives you almost a third of the notes in the song as free perfect pluses. Clash of Clans theme and Fast Lane both step away from the swipe craziness, but both are the easiest songs to time with 16ths in the extreme category. The middle of the timing pack sees Gimme Chocolate reined in a bit, which is actually a relatively easy song to time and score on once you get comfortable with clearing the song. Stand Up Tall and Raiden are again just slightly harder versions of the Fast Lane, so they get the nudge over it in the timing category as well. Sexy, and I Know It rounds out the 3 stars without having any specifically difficult section, and more as a combination of several different tricky chart patterns. The sole 4-star for timing is going to Wynona's, which is easily one of the hardest extremes to score on. The drifty guitar solo is a score killer and takes a lot of control to correctly time. The 5 stars here are all top dogs for different reasons. Firestarter's chart goes between erratically charted rhythms that poorly follow the vocals to those annoying holds that force you to give your left thumb a workout. No One Knows isn't hardly even an extreme until the 4th stage, where it gets outrageously off-sync and drifty and will kill your score in a heartbeat. Then the final stage continues with the sync problems, though to a lesser extent, but also introduces much harder patterns. The Trooper's timing difficulty comes primarily from the difficulty of execution, as well as the multitude of rhythms. Again, this chart really has it all, so there's bound to be something in it that's going to give you scoring troubles. Alright, so with each song given a clearing and scoring rank, I'm going to simply average those to assign their overall rank. To no one's surprise, Gangnam Style comes out to be the easiest overall extreme, earning a 1.0 on my scale. Clash of Clans theme, the Fast Lane, and Do Host all feel firmly like 2.0s, being easier extremes but not as introductory as Gangnam Style. Figure It Out places slightly above these three at a 2.5. Party Hard averages out to a middle-of-the-road extreme with a 3.0, which I think is a fair placement after an initial knee-jerk reaction from some top players claiming it to be easier than it truly is for the average player. Raiden and Stand Up Tall continue with their edge over the Fast Lane, but don't quite measure up to our 3.5s, Sexy and I Know It, and Wynona's Big Brown Beaver. The 4.0s are the polar opposites, an incredibly difficult to time Firestarter and incredibly difficult to pass Gimme Chocolate. No One Knows has the slight edge over both of these at a 4.5 and would have gotten my vote for hardest overall song in the game before the Season 4 update. The Trooper ends this tier list as the current final boss of Beatstar, landing as the only song with a 5.0 difficulty rating, and rightfully so. In my opinion, there's nothing else quite like it in the game, and it really tests the full range of your skill set. So, what do you think? I put a lot of thought into these lists, but realize all players are built differently. Leave me a comment below with what you think about my list, and if you'd like the video format, let me know. I'll be making a hard and normal tier list video as well, so hit that pretty little subscribe button to support me and all the Beatstar content I have in the works. Thanks as always for the watchers, likers, and subscribers, and I'll see you on the internet.